from him is, how does Buko Channel plan to have their content consumed by the public? What channels and platforms would this be broadcasted? And did they have to do restoration work in their content, especially the classics? And will some of it land po on YouTube? Are they also planning to start doing other shows, yung mga bago po na pasok na po sa mga restrictions na nag-ease nowadays? Kaya mabigat yung mga tanong ni John Michael. Opo.
Daming questions. So to some of them, again, it's Signal, Satellite, and Signal Play, which is OTT. On Signal and Satellite, it will be on Channel 2 starting August 2. When it comes to whether it will be made available or the content on YouTube, I think there's a specific kind of content that we can make available to YouTube. Maybe not the full episode, but something to give a flavor of the different episodes, diba? MJ, ano pa yung mga questions?
And ito nga daw po, pag meron daw po ngayon, since medyo nag-ease pa po yung restrictions natin, yung mga in the works daw po ba na mga shows na in production na po ba ngayon para po sa Buko Channel?
Para kay Direct Mike yan.
Direct.
In terms of the restorations?
Hindi direct. Sa production po.
Ayan. Meron po bang in production po ngayon na dahil nag-ease na raw po mga restrictions?
Yes. Yung mga iba na ones, the concepts that are a bit safer now to do, we do. Kumbaga kung ano yung allowable within the protocols, we keep doing them. We're actually starting on things already for fourth quarter for this year ang magiging airing. But what we're really starting to gear up on are the ones for next year. Kasi the ones for next year will be the first ones that have the concepts that are already free of the protocol. So we are already anticipating pag mangyari yan, as more people get vaccinated, as the protocols relax a little bit, nandun na, and we're really, really excited about that. Kasi sabay, we are sure so many people will have that hunger. Yung sabik yung tao na even if the content is there, and there was comedy content naman during the past year and a half, iba yung comedy content that we remember, when we have the rules or the protocols relaxed already, may mga surprises pa kami and these fresh concepts that we are preparing for that. So yes, parang ever evolving naman po yung slate namin. Especially we're very, very frustrated yet excited at the same time of some of the concepts na hindi po namin ma-push sa ngayon because of the limitations. But we are sure that once we are allowed to bring those concepts to fruition without yung mga balakid and for safety, then definitely ipupush na namin yun.
Mm-hmm. Alam po nyo, yung aming Signal Play, I'm a fan, again, for selfish reasons kasi taga-Signal ako, pero maganda po yung app namin na yon. Not only will you see the channel being streamed in Cplay, but yung sinasabi natin na mga behind the scenes, meron pong may iba pong content na makikita nyo doon. So please feel free to download Cplay. Doon din po may VOD if I'm not mistaken, di ba, Guido? Nandun din po yung video and demand. Yeah.
Yep.
So I know maraming ngayong mga iba-ibang klaseng OTT app na nagpo-provide ng iba-ibang klaseng content. But Signal Play really, I think I'm very proud of it kasi may linear siya, hindi lang VOD. Yung mga channels namin, makikita nyo. Mapapanood po ninyo yung Buko. Dati kasi close circuit lang si diba, si Signal. Ngayon po, nakaisip po ng produkto ang marketing namin na you can access that content through Signal Play. Subukan po nyo yun. Maganda po. Ako po ay avid fan nun. Not because but you really, if you wanna watch on your own or at a time na hindi, di ba, na hindi ka pwede, hindi mo mapanood kahit sa linear sa TV, di ba? Pwede pong ma-access ang mga content sa Signal Play.
And libre po yun, ma'am, di ba? Kaya the best part, libre po siya.
Meron
Ayun po.
po siyang, oo, meron po siyang ano, yung wall na yes, part nung pag nag-download ka, mayroong free layer. Tapos, meron din naman pong behind the paywall. But initially, I think Buko is part of the one in front of the paywall. Yeah.
Ooh, and thank you curate the classics and in the day wherein there are snowflakes sa audience, di ba? Maraming how do you make sure previous content won't be offensive as there may be things that are taboo now, especially about toxic masculinity and the LGBTQI plus community views that have drastically changed over the years?
Well,
Hirap.
if I may speak about that, kasi when we go through the content now, we try to balance. So far, we haven't done any sort of censorship or anything like that. So far, with the stuff that we've seen, nothing is offensive to the point that we would have to remove it. But yes, comedy, there are different types of comedy or levels of comedy during as the years pass. So we understand that and we respect that. So far of the acquired content that we have gone through, wala pa namang content that we feel is not acceptable right now. However, we also try to respect syempre yung mga creators. A certain, for example, a certain scene or a certain episode or theme or whatever may be a product of its time, and we would like to respect that. Na parang kung ano man yung message nung creators at that time, of course, without being offensive to current audiences. So we always try to strike that balance kasi we don't want to be overly critical and just censor everything, because then it kind of loses the point of wanting to re-experience some of these content. But of course, we don't also want to isolate audiences who feel that the older types of comedy they might be offended by. So we always try to run that balance, and we filter through. We look at all the content that is being considered. And also, actually, I would like to go back to part of the question kanina that I was answering in terms of this, the older content. In terms when we were asked if we had to do some restoration work, we absolutely did. And I didn't actually expect that when we were going through acquired content, that some of them, they would be completely airable if you did not restore them. So that's kind of like it became, we kind of started adopting that advocacy as well. Some of these shows or some of these beloved episodes would never be seen again if we don't restore them right now. And Buko is giving us that opportunity, not just to give them a home, but to save them one last time before they completely disappear. So some of the acquired content, absolutely, we are, especially the older ones, we are doing some work on them digitally to make them airable. Some are completely lost. Just recently we were told like a whole show and all of the seasons were completely lost. So yeah, we just keep on hunting. We just keep on hunting and looking for the ones that we feel that people will really enjoy now, even the younger audiences. And of course, when we watch them, we balance and filter na lang. Like, okay, what's acceptable now and what's not. But luckily, so far naman, because ang Pinoy comedy naman is very, very, it's still very, very much beloved. And it's still, parang it's such a universal thing amongst Pinoy. So far, of all the things we've seen, okay pa naman lahat. But, we'll cross the bridge when we get there.
And thank you sa matatawa kayo pero kakagalitan nila ako kasi kung minsan meron talagang beep 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 hindi na matapos yung beep. So pag nakita namin na na talaga, we set it aside, di namin ine-ere. But true, it's a lot of work on curation, but if the objective talaga is diba, to make it good for the audience, wala beep 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 gano'n. Pero naman, the partnership again, working with sina Direct Mike, there's a lot of that exchange. Pwede naman yan, Michelle, pero, diba? So that happens, and we thank you for reminding us as well. We're very, very conscious about that.
All right. And
may mga 70s kami, mga I think 78 or 79, which was mga School Bukol, the original School Bukol, Tito Vic and Joey pa. So School Bukol would be one of our classics na medyo one of the older titles that we're restoring.
Wow, wow, wow.
in perfect sync with what Michelle said kanina, we had talked about getting foreign content before, pero naging mandate na rin nila Michelle and sila Sir Guido, let's focus on local, because why not give a chance to even the fledgling or the budding comedians first before we just buy foreign content and just replay, because for the same time slot, instead of replaying foreign content, you could be giving a platform for a new and up and coming comedian, and that could, that could be able to add something more to Filipino comedy rather than the replay of a foreign content. So we have a lot of plans for that. We want to play around with stand-up comedy. It's a very, very popular medium in terms of kasi nagsara ang mga comedy bars because of the pandemic. There's so much talent out there from the stand-up comedy circuit, theater, and all of that. We want to tap all of that. We want to give them a home, and we'll see na which of them might just burst into the next big comedy sensation. We want to give a home for budding comedians like that, and Buko is going to will continue to develop shows that could be kind of like their launching point. Absolutely. Ang naging parang running rule namin in terms of new content, especially for the Buko originals, is that there will always be some sort of comedy in it. It might not be the most obvious. For example, hindi naman pwedeng lahat sitcom, hindi naman pwede lahat narrative na comedy. Kunyari, although we will definitely have those, and we will have very, very good sitcoms and narrative comedies in the pipeline. Pero for example, for Maine, which is almost like not just a travel vlog, but an experience vlog. Kasi yung nangyari sa amin, we wanted Maine not just to go to places, but to experience things that she had never experienced before. So it becomes more of an experience vlog. But with Maine, she can't help to make things entertaining and funny. Yung sa Kalesala kanina, nakita nyo, she became very, very good and adept at that immediately. And then we finished one where she was diving, and then all of these like diving signals she would do like underwater and all that. So it is travel, it is experience, but always laced with laughter and fun. Same thing with the Kusina ni Mamang, wherein easily you could categorize it as a cooking show. Pero from the moment Mamang comes into the set, na hinihila ng kalabaw, tapos yung mga olden times na mga devices and tools that she uses to cook, dun sa mga reaction ng mga young guests niya, all of whom are from the the young generation, everything is laced with laughter. Si Mamang naman, I think, cannot do something without making other people enjoy, and making other people laugh. So napaka-natural sa kanya yun. So sobrang organic. So we're always like, we are very, very much open to different kinds of content and different kinds of genres. But the one common thread through all the content, especially the originals, is that it be feel good. So some of them might be traditional comedy, and some of them you may not have anticipated na ilalagay niyo sa comedy channel, but when you watch it, then it makes you feel good. Maybe it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Yes, or maybe it makes you smile inside, So parang we've figured out how to kind of expand what it means to feel good. And yun yung pinaka-spirit naman talaga of comedy.
Alright, ayan. And naturally funny naman talaga po yung yung mga niline up ninyo. Ito naman po yung follow-up niya. Direk, yung isang show daw, Beach Buddies ba yun? Or Beach Buddies? Is it a reality show? Are you looking for new talents? Thanks from Gorgie Rula.
Yes, Gorgie, textan mo ako ba kung meron ka mga reko? No, we're so excited about that. I'm very glad Gorgie asked about that, because that's literally one of the shows that we had to move, because it's a reality / kind of competition show, and we just couldn't have that many people housed together in close contact in one place safely. We were supposed to shoot that April of this year. That's exactly when the new ECQ dropped. So we decided to move it at a later date, kasi we missed the whole idea behind that. So we missed summer. I mean, I think we've gone through two summers already that were not like any other summers we were able to enjoy before. So sabi namin, let's do a summer show. Let's just have like these the hot guys and beautiful ladies, and then they're all competing, but they're all also getting along, and it's just gonna be fun. But the problem was with the lockdown, and then when we studied yung mga protocols, it just would have you would have had to sacrifice too much of the show. So baka hindi siya it might end up being a shadow of what it could have been. So sabi namin, delay it until you could make the best version of that show. So I was very glad naman with sila Michelle and Sir Guido that they allowed that. Parang okay, let's save it for another quarter when we can give justice to the concept.